Good evening. Welcome to the second edition of News Tonight. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. Elizabeth Nakakoni is our sign language interpreter. The U.S. Ambassador to Uganda, William Pope, has launched the U.S. mission's 7th annual report to the Ugandan people, emphasizing the enduring partnership between the two nations and outlining U.S. efforts to promote a healthy, prosperous, educated, democratic, and secure Uganda. The report details various U.S.-funded assistance programs across health, education, economic development, and civic engagement.
U.S. Ambassador to Uganda William Pope, flanked by the U.S. Mission Uganda's acting CDC Country Director Sharon Delves, USAID Mission Director Richard Nelson, and PEPFAR Uganda's Country Director Mary Bogman, launched the 7th U.S. report to the Ugandan people in Kampala.
Thank you. And really,
the report highlights key areas of U.S. cooperation with Uganda, including health, education, economic, and civic partnerships.
Since 1962, the United States has been the top foreign assistance aid partner for the Ugandan people, and that continues to be the case today. And it is, again, the impact of that work is evidenced in this report.
Ambassador Pope underscored the fluid nature of the U.S.-Uganda relationship, expressing the U.S. commitment to maintaining this positive trend. When questioned about the recent removal of Uganda from the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act AGOA beneficiary list, Ambassador Pope emphasized that the decision stemmed from specific concerns.
So, while that is the case, our hope is that through the roadmap and through the provisions that are outlined in the law, that in the future Uganda could requalify, as some countries have done so. Uganda is not the only country in the continent that no longer qualifies for those benefits. Meanwhile, as the report shows and all of our programs indicate, we continue to support not only farmers and producers and businesses, entrepreneurs here in Uganda to produce for the local market, but where they can continue to produce for export, whether it be to the United States or to other countries. We support that as a way to increase livelihoods, prosperity, and opportunities.
The report also highlights the ongoing PEPFAR project, which is commemorating its 20 years of combating HIV/AIDS in Uganda. Summing up the report, Ambassador Pope cited the crucial role of the numerous community-driven projects that they support in fostering economic growth, improving education and healthcare access, strengthening democracy, and enhancing security in Uganda.
These are real results. These are results that we've achieved working together with local organizations at the local level all across Uganda on a daily basis over the last year to have impact. But we've also, on an individual level, helped change lives. And I think that's something that is very exciting and I think should give us all a lot of hope.
Samuel Sendono, UBC News.
The Directorate of Immigration has registered a great reduction in the number of daily passport applications among its Ugandan nationals. Simon Peter Mundei, the spokesperson in Internal Affairs, says that there is a decline of at least 2,000 passport applications daily as compared to the massive applications before COVID-19.
The Ugandan daily passport application statistics indicate a significant decline, with less than 1,000 passports being applied for in a day, from 3,000 within a period of 4 years.
We anticipated a very big number. That's why we installed a system that can be able to issue 3,000 passports per day. But as I speak now, the numbers for passport applicants have actually reduced from 3,000 during and after COVID to now less than 1,000 applicants who are doing applications.
The Directorate of Immigration urges citizens with electronic passports to utilize the e-gates at the Entebbe International Airport to ease clearance upon arrival.
You can actually clear yourself without having to approach any counter for any immigration officer to waste time. So there is no need for Ugandan with an electronic passport. The condition is have an electronic passport, the new passport, because it contains a chip in there, and that chip can easily be read by an e-gate technology-equipped system, so that you are able to be cleared even without having to interface with any immigration officer. So just wave your passport, go scan it, and the system will open for you. The gates use fingerprint and facial recognition technology. So you can put fingerprint and be able also to look into the camera straight, and the system will be able to link the information in the passport to your facial features, and after that, the system will be able to recognize that you are the person, and it will open the gates for you.
The Immigration Office has assured the public that there will soon be no need for visas by citizens with ordinary passports while accessing South Africa, as the case is with those with diplomatic and service passports.
There has been some group of individuals, fraudsters, who wanted to fleece people, even those who hold service passports, that there's a letter that they are supposed to get from the Ministry of Internal Affairs accompanying the passport in order to travel to South Africa. Such a letter does not actually exist. We have an arrangement, a bilateral arrangement with South Africa, allowing our people who have service and diplomatic passports to actually travel there without visa. Efforts are underway, and plans are actually almost being concluded for even ordinary passport holders to be traveling to South Africa without visa. We are almost finishing that process of having our people who hold the ordinary blue passport to travel to South Africa without having to acquire a visa.
Ugandans have been cautioned against trusting brokers during passport applications, since passport application can be done online on the portal at a standard fee. Patricia Nandago and Rogers Komagon for UBC.
Cat farmers seem dissatisfied with government decision to enact a stringent law targeting substances in Uganda. Last week, President Yoweri Museveni assented to the Narcotics and Psychotropic Substances Control Act of 2023, introducing harsh penalties to illegal use, promotion and growing of cat, commonly known as mairungi, and other substances.
Last week, President Yoweri Museveni assented to 5 acts of parliament, including the Narcotics and Psychotropic Substance Control Act 2023. But the cat farmers seem worried.
Era nabambusomesa nga sina mu yadde 10 n'amayirungi gasobodde okundabirira nenzimba mu akayumba kange
kumi bw'amaanyi ndi single mother kati omwami yanfaako maze emyaka 10 abaana mbawerera ku ki.
So we are not contented with it. We are almost 80 million in the mairungi, what we call a cat. So if we decide to ban the mairungi, where do you expect those people to go? All of us, we are going to suffer. We pay the school fees, we get school fees from mairungi. We get whatever we eat from mairungi. We pay the rent from mairungi. We have a loan. Some people got loan from the bank.
A section of mairungi farmers in Chengera, Wakiso district, are stranded after their source of livelihood has been halted. The cultivation of cat is now publicly known as for medical purposes and acquiring license from respective authorities.
School fees, they are still demanding them. Now where do you expect those people to go? We don't want you people to kill our people. Let our people just enjoy their country. The little they are getting, you are trying to take it away from them. Now what are we going to do?
So omulimu guno ngumazemu emyaka kati 15 nga ndi mulimu guno ebyogerwa si bituufu amayirungi tegatamiiza.
It is still uncertain to determine the fate of millions of farmers dealing in the mairungi business and how the already existing value chain will be addressed.
How can you take someone's property when you find him with the mirror? You cross up the land, you take the land, you do whatever you take. So let him revise the law such that he can simplify for us. We can continue working. For us, we are not opposing that. But if the government has the right, we can pay the tax to the government. We can pay the tax to the government so that we can continue working.
Lydia Chomkama, Joseph Muyingo, UBC News.
The Electoral Commission has set the 21st of March for the Dokolo Woman Member of Parliament by election. The Electoral Commission Chairperson Justice Simon Byabakama also released the election roadmap at the Stakeholders Engagement meeting in Dokolo District.
The Electoral Commission has announced 21st March as the polling date for the Dokolo District Woman MP by-election. The seat fell vacant after the death of Cecilia Barbara Timogwal.
We have also said we are not only going to have elections for the Woman Member of Parliament, we also have a number of vacancies at the lower local government level.
The EC chairperson, Justice Simon Byabakama, said all candidates will have 7 days to campaign starting from 13th to 19th March this year.
But also to appeal to all stakeholders that we want to have a peaceful, violence-free, irregularity-free election in the Dokolo district.
But the limited campaign period sparked mixed reaction from aspirants, although they are yet to be nominated on the 11th and 12th of next month.
Personally, I have met both structures from Dokolo North and South, and that is the basis at which I am so much confident that it shall be okay within the 7 days.
That is very good for me because I was already on the ground and I'm ready even now.
How can you give us 7 days, but if it comes to a by-election for men, they give them many days, they give them 14 days, 21 days in a single constituency. But here we are going for 2 constituencies. We have 14 sub-counties in these 2 constituencies. How do me as a woman move?
What the commission is doing is abiding by the law and the Ugandan constitution. If you want to be an MP in this wonderful country, you must abide by the Ugandan constitution. You must abide by the law. You cannot say, oh, it's unfair. No, you cannot. It is about the law of this country.
But we don't have much to do because we have a constitutional deadline within which to conduct these elections, and that is 60 days. And the 60 days will lapse on 23rd.
According to the roadmap, update of voter register started on Monday 12 and will end on 15th this month. About 10 people have expressed interest in replacing the fallen Iron Lady. Eddie Olwa, UBC News.
The Uganda Police Force has called upon the public to disregard suspicion surrounding the appointment of a new Inspector General of Police. Spokesperson of the police, Fred Enanga, says that the contract of John Martin Zokotho-Chola as IGP is still running until the appointing authority decides his fate upon expiry of the contract.
Of recent, social media has been flocked with speculative information surrounding the tenure end of the Inspector General of Police, John Martin Zokotho-Chola. Police has disregarded these circulating rumors.
The police usually gets information coming from a number of peddlers and propagandists who always speculate over this position as to whether the contract is going to be renewed or there's going to be a new appointment of the Inspector General of Police. Already in the media you could see the stories running that already there are acts of fights between the police, the top leadership, where we have senior police officers and military law officers, whom the media and bloggers claim are lobbying for the position of the Inspector General of Police.
The current IGP contract is expiring on the 4th of March 2024, and the public is advised to wait on the police authority as guided by the Police Act regarding appointment of the next IGP.
The position of the IGP, you are all aware, is a very prestigious public position which takes a lot of hard work and political savvy to earn. The person of the IGP must be somebody who is very competent in leadership and also administration. It is therefore not a position that is lobbied, but instead eligible persons are thoroughly and vigorously vetted by the police authority and the names forwarded to the appointing authority, who is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, that is His Excellency the President.
John Martin Zokoth Ochora was appointed by the President as IGP on the 4th of March 2018, succeeding General Kale Kaihura, whom he deputized for 7 years. Meanwhile, the Joint Anti-Terror Task Force in Rwenzori region has apprehended Peter Kungizibwe alias Suleiman, a suspected ADF collaborator. Akungizibwe is accused of coordinating finances for ADF operations in Eastern Congo.
Arrested from Hima Cement, where he was working in the cement production department as a subcontractor of True North Company Limited. The search was conducted at his known premises and evidential material recovered. The suspect was under investigation and was also monitored by the Joint Anti-Terror Task Team.
In other operations in Rwenzori region, police arrested a one Karungi Zainabu for faking kidnap with the intent of demanding ransom from family members.
Called her mother and indicated that she had been kidnapped. And the kidnappers were demanding for a ransom for her release. So she went on to claim that she had been arrested by 8 armed men within the Queen Elizabeth National Park, that is near Chikorongo, and that they were demanding for money in order to set her free. We really condemn such behaviors. It was wrong for her to misuse the image of the Queen Elizabeth National Park, which is with the additional deployments, one of the safest national parks that is actually followed by millions of tourists who always visit that national park.
The Uganda police cautions female adults against male sex predators. And in last week's crime report, a female body was found at Silent Guest House in Kireka with signs of rape. Abudu Nasiri Lubwama and Rogers Komagun for UBC.
High Court Criminal Division in Kampala has set the 21st of February 2024 to give ruling on the bail application of the 4 people who are accused in the murder of businessman Henry Katanga. The lengthy submissions from both sides hindered court from delivering a ruling today.
Martha Nkwanzi Katanga and Patricia Kakwanza, daughters to the deceased Henry Katanga, Otai Charis, a medical practitioner from Bugolobi Medical Hospital, and Yamanyile George Shamba Boy, are facing charges of destroying and removing vulnerable evidence that would have been used in court in the murder case of businessman Henry Katanga. The father appeared in court before Judge Isaac Muwata for mention of the bail application and the date when court will deliver a ruling on their bail application. Senior State Attorney Jonathan Muwaganya asked court to deny the accused bail, raising objections basing on the substantiality of Amanyide George's sureties, alleging that they have failed to present to court their places overboard.
My Lord, on verification, the same LC confirmed that all the 3 sureties are not residents of his village.
State also objected to Otai Charis's sureties, alleging that they are not connected to the applicant and that some of them have failed to present their IDs to court.
As verified by the affidavit of Veitese, these people are tenants. Even a tenant should prove tenancy.
The courts have now moved away from the idea that a surety must provide, as long as he provides a letter from his LC.
Muwaganya asked court to put stringent bail terms, among others, depositing each 100 million as bail or bond.
and instead have the matter fixed for hearing. We want to propose the deposit of land titles, deposit of their national passports, my Lord, a punitive bond commitment.
Defense, however, objected to the prosecution's prayers, alleging failure to cite any law in support of his oral submissions and prayers.
To call them professional sureties who do not know Amanire is incorrect. All of them answer Mbuya, with one of them giving, on top of Mbuya, giving details of also a village.
Defense also prayed to court for mandatory bail for one of the accused, Patriotic Kwanza, who is a 3-month breastfeeding mother.
Under Article 23(6)(b, where the accused has been in custody for 60 days before trial for an offense triable by the High Court as well as the subordinate court, that person shall be released on bail.
Judge Isaac Mwata set 21st February 2024 to deliver a ruling on their bail application. The accused persons have been further remanded. Nkwanza and Kakwanza Patricia were arrested alongside their mother Mole Katanga, who is jailed in Luzila prison on charges of murdering her husband Henry Katanga. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
IGAD and Cross-Border Community Resilience Project have organized a meeting in Karamoja sub-region to disseminate the existing policies and protocols to the communities. It also positions communities to existing frameworks that enhance resilience. The meeting was attended by political, religious leaders, members of the civil society organizations and government officials from Amudat, Kacheliba Corridor, Loima Moroto Corridor and Kotido Kabong district.
Karamoja sub-region shares borders with South Sudan, Turkana, and West Pokot of Kenya. These corridors are occupied by pastoralists who face limited pasture and water for their animals. Various agreements, protocols and policies have been signed by different counties to regulate cross-border resource sharing, climate adoptions, cross-cluster trade concerns, and strengthening transformative capacities for sustainability, but few countries ratify them. There is also limited awareness of the existence of these regional protocols, policies, and agreements. IGAD and Cross-Border Community Resilience, a USAID-funded program, organized a meeting in Moroto district to disseminate IGAD policies.
USAID and Chemonics. So we are presenting those policies to communities, to other stakeholders, specifically to know which ones have been implemented, which ones have not been implemented, and if they are not implemented, why, and what is the way forward for implementation of those policies.
Feeling often people coming from these particular corridors on what the gaps, or rather the gaps that exist when it comes to the role of IGAD. So we are facilitating meetings where we invite IGAD to come and disseminate some of the work that IGAD as a regional.
Local leaders, members of civil societies and government officials from Kenya and Uganda in the Amdat Kacheliba corridor, Moroto Loima corridor and Kotido Kabong districts attended the meeting.
Wondering why IGAD is not coming in directive of course using the member states to address these conflicts. For example, issues of regional disarmament, for example, in the IGAD states.
How ask the LDOs to sensitize the communities so that we can create ownership. The issue of compliance would be because ownership of the community is what will lead to compliance. So if we are allowed to sensitize the communities and do enough sensitization so that the community can feel like they participated in the entire process, it will be easier for them to comply.
Whose mandate is it to ensure that, for instance, Ward A in maybe Turkana County or West Pokot County can channel resources which are either for the World Fund
or maybe at the county, which ministry and so on. So I think here it leaves it. Yeah, it is good to have that dream, but whose mandate is it to ensure that what is written here is implemented and honored?
The head of Drylands and Development and Climate Change Adoption at IGAD Center for Pastoralism Areas and Livestock, Dr. Adan Bika, shares IGAD's measures to improve trade among member states.
The African Free Trade Area, and we've actually brokered small-scale trade protocol, which the membership are actually implementing. So, and I think all our member states are very enthusiastic in trying to do trade between themselves, because it's going to improve the livelihood of people in the region.
The Cross-Border Community Resilience Activity for Karamoja Cluster Programs Manager Nicholas Omoro says there are plans to address Karamoja-Turkana conflicts.
In the process of identifying 3 local partners that are Uganda-based and 3 local partners that are Kenya-based to work with these particular communities. So within the priorities that have already been documented, there are areas around what you're mentioning. How can we be able to coexist?
Nevertheless, there was concern on the gun conflicts in IGAD member countries.
Uganda will host the Blood Transfusion Congress, targeting increasing blood needs in the country and create awareness on blood donation. The Director, Uganda Blood Transfusion Services, Dr. Dorothy Chayune, told UBC that the event converges experts and stakeholders in blood transfusion worldwide. The Congress will run from the 4th to the 7th of March at Speak Resort Munyonyo on the theme Safe Transfusion Services.
Uganda will host a Congress on transfusion medicine, which presents an opportunity for the country and a broader healthy sector. The Executive Director of the Uganda Blood Transfusion Services, Dr. Dorothy Chayune, says the 11th Congress will attract stakeholders and experts in transfusion medicine.
I expect all those healthcare providers who use our blood and blood products to be at this Congress, because they are going to know why, when they request for blood, why we take some time, what should we do, and how can they help us to improve blood services in their healthcare facilities. So it's a must attend for all healthcare professionals who use our blood and blood products in Uganda.
The event is a platform for sharing knowledge, experiences and best practices to sustain blood transfusion services in Africa.
We're going to make sure that we share knowledge. We are going to make sure we talk to our clinicians. We are going to ask the clinicians to come and learn new things from our international colleagues, which can make and help our services better in Uganda and in Africa at large.
A blood transfusion specialist at Makerere University, Professor Isaac Kalija, called upon policymakers and clinicians to improve on blood safety. He urged everyone to participate actively in the Congress for an enhancement of blood transfusion practices across the continent.
Policymakers, come to this meeting. You are going to learn a lot. Issues that will lead you to make appropriate policies for the country and for our region, but also for our continent, on accessibility, safety, and improved use of blood. That package is there in this meeting.
Jane Ramcha, Anit Sana for UBC News.
We thank you so much for watching. Let's take a short break. On return, we'll have business news.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200K to stock my shop. the signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? Wesotinge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Metu Bus Industries, Namamve, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators, and special purpose vans and any customized vehicle. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort, and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats, or a special design that includes power outlet, Wi-Fi, television, refreshment center, and any other specification. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda. Contact us on 0788 118586 or 0782 030303. Email us metuafricabus@gmail.com. Visit our website www.metubusafrica.com.
The government of Uganda and the Uganda Bureau of Statistics is calling upon all stakeholders such as the chief administrative officers, city mayors, resident city commissioners, city clerks, city and division councillors, wards and LC chairpersons, as well as the residents and business communities to cooperate with the UBOS field teams as we embark on advanced preparations to conduct the National Population and Housing Census on the 10th of May 2024. The census will be a 10-day exercise to obtain statistical data and information that will be used for planning and policy formulation, including information on 1. How many we are, 2. Where we are, 3. How we are living, 4. What we own, and 5. Where we access services from. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics has now started listing of households and mapping in the 11 cities of Arua, Fort Portal, Gulu, Hoima, Jinja, Lira, Mbale, Masaka, Mbarara, Soroti, and in the Greater Kampala comprising of Kampala, Wakiso, and Mukono districts. For more information, please call 0755 342 128 or 0773 342 128. This message is brought to you by the Executive Director and Census Commissioner, Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Census 2024. It matters to be counted.
Ebiseera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu, kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *165*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu eya Uganda.
Hi, my name is Dennis Masindo Nyango, former Uganda Cranes captain and goalkeeper. My kind of a tank at home is a Crest tank. I use it at the farm and at home. I recommend it for everyone.
The energy of this land comes to life in dreams and memories. It lights up in these nights and leads us towards new horizons. It was born in the hearts of these men, of these women. The energy of this land comes from here. It comes from Africa, and it vibrates in each of us.
Empowered by Africa.
Oryx, service stations, powered by Africa.
The 12th Annual Africa Students Education Fair is back. Come meet representatives of universities, colleges, and schools from USA, Canada, UK, Poland, Ireland, Spain, Germany, Switzerland, Japan, and India on Friday the 1st and Saturday the 2nd of July at the Sheraton Hotel, Kampala, Uganda from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. For further inquiries, please contact Maria on 0702-628-446 or email inquiries@asefevents.com or visit www www.asefevents.com. Organized by Africa Students Education Fairs Limited and sponsored by Kessie Tours and Travel, WR Education Consultants, and Loyalist College Canada.
Thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. The member of the Patriotic League of Uganda, Kamtegeki Henry Basaliza, has appealed to the public to embrace the PLU because it's a civic organization. He disclosed this during an exclusive interview with UBC at his office in Tinda.
On 7th February 2024, the MK movement, led by General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, rebranded itself to Patriotic League of Uganda. It is a non-partisan group mobilizing Ugandans to fulfill their civic duties.
To unveil our new formation. Wow.
In a follow-up interview with one of the members of the PLU from Toro, Kamtegechi Henry Masaliza says that Toro and Rwenzori region have embraced.
PLU, we intend to mobilize Ugandans to fulfill their civic duties. Civic duties through reviving in them a spirit of good citizenship, national pride, combating corruption and wastage of government resources, fighting for the environment and protecting the environment, among other aspects that we're looking at. As Toro, we have already embraced PLU, and in the past, as you're very much aware, we had already embraced the MK movement, and with this transition, we think we're moving in the right direction.
Kamtegechi told UBC that PLU is not partisan and will benefit every individual.
And you can witness is that members of the opposition are also embracing PLU. We have seen the Ebo Noop member, the Honorable Kagabo, who is at the forefront, even now going ahead to mobilize for PLU. That's why we're saying actually in our proclamation that was made that PLU is non-partisan, non-denominational, and non-sectarian. For us, we're embracing whoever comes on board. We are welcoming whoever comes to support our cause, because it is not a cause for us, it is a cause for, PLU is bigger than all of us. It's a cause for the entire nation.
He applauded the ruling party, the NRM, for their achievements.
Indeed, NRM has done a lot in this country and is still doing a lot. We cannot underestimate what they have done. And indeed, it is this time that we need to appreciate their works.
Kamtegechi Henry Masaliza appeals for togetherness of the NRM government with PLU to change Uganda.
Ugandans should expect a lot from PLU because we intend to come, the first thing we intend to do, which we actually want to implement as going forward, fighting corruption. Fighting corruption. It is a scourge that is within us. It is within us, it has been in us. So we need to see, can we do better? I know it is a very big challenge which you cannot do in a single day, but I think given chance and given that mandate, we can do it. We can work hand in hand with NRM.
Story compiled by Kenneth Tanawa for UBC News.
The Manifesto Implementation Unit in the Office of the President is calling for more funding to the Uganda Industry Research Institute. Fred Kamjira, a director in the President's office, says that increased funding for such projects will actualize NRM government's quest for skills development and industrialization.
This is the artistic impression of Uganda Industrial Research Institute, URI. It is being explained to the team from the Manifesto Implementation Unit of the Office of the President. The team is here for a manifesto execution monitoring routine. As they are taken around, the impression is that there is value for money.
We must really be very grateful to the brains behind this setup, because all industrial sectors, training, have all been undertaken here, or they'll be undertaken here. I think this is very grateful, and a program of industrialization.
The team leader wants more funding extended for the institute. This appeal is in line with that of the Institute Executive Director, Professor Charles Kwesiga.
And if we go for just 2 years, we would not need government support after that. We would be self-sustaining and would generate revenues for government.
They need more money, even to have other centers in other parts of the country. I think they should be assisted to have more centers of this and develop this fully. And I wish even our universities could take a leaf from here.
For now, it remains work in progress with the promising future projections.
We are heading to play our role, our mandate to incubate industry in Uganda, have an impact on our journey to full industrialization of the country. That's our hope, that's our dream, and that is with the Namamve we are showing that can be done.
Industrial development is one of the main highlights in the 2021 to 2026 NRM manifesto. Uganda Industrial Research Institute is one of the establishments listed to drive the industrialization agenda. Henry Okrut, UBC.
We'll wind up the business segment with the money market report.
In the production process of Aquafina, we expertly filter every drop, providing clear and perfect tasting water to help you keep hydrated with the added benefit of minerals. Aquafina is bottled by Pepsi Cola International in Uganda and is available at only 1,000 shillings.
Get value for your money by choosing the right paint. With Global Paints, you don't just paint, but paint for generations to come. Make Global Paints a paint of choice and make your building a paradise. We have weather coat emulsion, undercoat emulsion, silk vinyl emulsion, flat emulsion, super gloss and high gloss. Global Paint, a reliable product.
And in the world of sport, the Buganda Kingdom Gombola Cup competition has climaxed the third week of action with 17 games played across 4 counties of Buddu, Buvuma, Bulemezi and Chagwe. 24 goals were scored in the so far bit of the tournament.
The highlight of the events was the Minister Wekitiibwa Robert Sserwanga Ssalongo's visit to Chagwe. He watched Mutubena Kawuga beat Mutuba Musanvu Kawolo 1-0 and visited youth undertaking economic development projects. He also officiated the swearing-in ceremony of new County Kingdom youth leaders.
That the boys and girls of Buganda staying in Buganda are going to have showcase their talent, and we think that whoever comes out victor in his position, in his county, in his Kombolola, in his clan, will be one of those that Uganda will showcase as a talent to reckon developing football in Uganda.
Chagwe witnessed action in 5 games as Buvuma continued its entertaining games with Musale Sejas Polomondi scoring twice to help edge Sabagabo Nairambo 2-1 at the Saza grounds. Bulemezi opened their campaign with Mutuba Kubisemuto beating Mutuba Ena Kaulukusi Makulubita 3-0 at Semuto Church of Uganda in the Kangao Matumpagwa group.
Omuvubuka wanaava eno ng'azannya okuva ku magombola kitegeeza kigenda kumuexposinga eri clubs ez'enjawulo.
For action in Budu's Pokino Cup, 6 games were played in the Daudi Chwabuko Mansimbi group in a gala format. Mutuba Kuminago Bigasa and Musale Butenga qualified to the round of 16 with 5 points, while Mutuba Bilimwebiri Kitanda stands a chance to qualify as one of the best losers.
Ndabira ddala ng'omulundi guno tugenda kufuna abazannyi abo bennyini abagwanidde okusamba olw'enteekateeka eziriwo ez'okusunsula mu magombolola gano.
Ate era kijja kutuyamba okwewala okumenya amateeka kusanga omuntu ng'afunye mu kusamba omupiira kusinga wagenda okukola ekikuba.
Week 4 of the competition next weekend will have games in 10 counties of Busiro, Buvuma, Buddu, Chagwe, Bulemezi, Kochi, Chadondo, Singo, Wekula and Maogola. The Magombola Buganda football tournament was started this year purposely to identify talent to grow Buganda and Uganda's football.
That is all we had for you tonight. Thanking you so much for watching. My name is Michael Jordan Lukuma with Elizabeth Nakakone and the whole team. Wish you the best of the night. Let's catch you tomorrow in our other works. Bye-bye and good night.
On UBC, my name is Tessa Milinkawa with your weather update. We are still having thunder showers, more especially across the central parts and the lake showers and in the middle of the lake, but other areas are having partly cloudy and light isolated showers. Seeing a satellite picture, we are having the rainbow being retrieved back a little bit into our country in combination with the local effects and the moisture that are blowing from Congo airmass and those from the southeasterlies bring us the rainfall that we're having there. And then nevertheless, we are still having the hazy conditions from the Sahara Desert. Tomorrow morning, we are waking up to a bright sunny day across parts of Nakasongola and towards Mubende, but capital city Kampala, Masaka, and the nearby areas are waking up with light showers. Moving to the eastern, we are waking up with the thunder showers. Most parts of Tororo and Julia nearby areas, but Soloto and the nearby areas to wake up to a bright sunny day. Moving to the western stretch, we are waking up to a bright sunny day in the early morning. Moving to the northern sector, we are waking up to a bright sunny day in the early mornings of tomorrow. Afternoon hours, we are seeing a pickup of light showers across parts of Kampala, parts of Mubende, but the areas of Nakasongola and parts of Masaka, there is a pickup of sunny intervals at maximum 27 degrees Celsius across Masaka and parts of Kampala, and 29 across Mubende and Nakasongola. Moving into the eastern, we are having a continuation of light showers in afternoon hours across parts of Tororo and Jinja and nearby areas. So to continue with sunny intervals at maximum 30 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius in Tororo and Jinja. Moving to the western stretch, we are having a pickup of light showers across parts of Kasesa at a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius, and moving to Masindi, Barra and parts of Kabale with sunny intervals at a maximum 27 degrees Celsius across Barra and 25 across Kabale Highlands. The northern sector, continuation of sunny intervals expected at maximum 30 degrees Celsius apart from Arua, where we are seeing a 29 degrees Celsius. Just moving out of Uganda to the few cities across the globe, we are forecasting sunny intervals in the nearby areas of Nairobi at maximum 28 degrees Celsius, Dubai with cloud and light rains at maximum 20 degrees Celsius, Cairo with sunny intervals at maximum of 23 degrees Celsius, London with a cloudy condition at a maximum of 10 degrees Celsius. Thanks for tuning on UBC. My name is Kutesa Miri. Once again, stay tuned and see you tomorrow.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The organizing committee of the Janan Womb Day Celebrations 2024 wishes to inform all invited guests that you are requested to take COVID-19 tests between the 13th and the 14th of February at the following venues. Public officials, you will take your tests at the Office of the Prime Minister, Conference Hall, Platinum Wing, Mulago Hospital, and Platinum, Lumumba Avenue. Religious leaders, you will take your tests at the Inter-Religious Council of Uganda offices.
UBC is the national public broadcaster. We educate, inform, entertain, and inspire our audiences. You can watch us on free-to-air channel 001, DSTV channel 282, GoTV channel 371, Star Times channel 20.